students, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss the topic excretory structures or the excretory organs in different animals. In our last video we have discussed the topic the excretory products, that what are the different types of excretory products in case of different animals, in case of invertebrates, in case of vertebrates. So today we are going to discuss excretory organs. So now what is the meaning of excretory? Excretory means that is related to the excretion or that is related to the removal of the metabolic waste from our body. So these are some structures are there, means in these case they may be the cell, okay, and in some cases the tissues are there or the organs. In the more advanced animals there are the specialized organ for the removal of the metabolic waste. So what is organ? The organ, that is the, you can say, the group of the different tissues, because the cell when joined to form they make the tissue, and the different group of the tissue that join to form the organ. So now there are the two categories of the animals. First is the invertebrates and second is the vertebrates. Invertebrates, they are also known as non-chordates. And these vertebrates, they are known as the chordates. So why invertebrates are known as non-chordates, or what is the meaning of invertebrates? Invertebrates means those animals in which vertebral column, जो हमारी रीढ़ की हड्डी होती है, वो उसमें प्रेजेंट नहीं होती, उसको हम बोलते हैं इनवर्टिब्रेट्स. और जो वर्टिब्रेट्स होते हैं उनके अंदर वर्टिब्रल कॉलम जो है हमारी रीढ़ की हड्डी होती है वो प्रेजेंट होती है. So that they are divided into vertebrates. Now, in case of invertebrates, because these are the simple organisms, in them there may be the cellular organization of the body or the tissue organization. So they are the simple organisms. So in case of invertebrates, firstly we can say the porifera and the coelenterata, because in porifera only the cellular level of organization is there. So the excretion that can remove or that can takes place only by the simple diffusion. In case of porifera, we can take the example of the sponges. So by the simple diffusion, because the cellular level organization is there and water can enter into their body through the different pores known as the ostia, and in them by the simple diffusion the removal of the waste takes place. After that the coelentrates are there. In coelentrates the tissue level of organization, in them also by the simple diffusion the excretory products can be removed. After that the platyhelminths. Platy means flat and helminths means worm. So their body is डोर्सोवेंट्रली फ्लैटेंड, बिल्कुल फ्लैट होती है इनकी बॉडी, डोर्सली भी और वेंट्रली भी. डोर्सल साइड जो होती है वो कौन सी होगी और वेंट्रल साइड कौन सी होगी? जो हमारी बॉडी का सरफेस जब हम चलते हैं, जो हमारी बॉडी का सरफेस हमारी जो ये कह सकते हो कि जो फ्लोर को फेस करता है उसको हम बोलते हैं वेंट्रल, और जो अपर पार्ट होता है उसको हम बोलेंगे डोर्सल. Like our front side that is the ventral and our back side that is the dorsal side. So we can say dorsal side से भी और ventral side से भी बिल्कुल flat होगी. So they are known as the platyhelminths. So in case of platyhelminths there are the protonephridia, or we can say the flame cells. There are the specialized structure or the specialized cell, और उनको हम बोलेंगे फ्लेम सेल. तो उनको हम फ्लेम सेल इसलिए बोलते हैं क्योंकि उनकी जो सेल का जो स्ट्रक्चर होता है वो इस तरह से होता है, जिस तरह से जो फ्लेम जलती है उस तरह से स्ट्रक्चर दिखता है। सो इनको हम बोलेंगे फ्लेम सेल। सो बंडल ऑफ फ्लेम सेल दैट इज नोन एज प्रोटोनेफ्रिडिया। तो हम इसको बोल सकते हैं कि प्रोटोनेफ्रिडिया और द फ्लेम सेल, बिकॉज if flame cells they are in the large number or the bundles are there, so that is the flame cell. Now you can see the diagram of the flame cell. Here you can see the diagram of the flame cell. So the nucleus is there, that is the flame cell cilia that help in the movement of the waste. Through this tubule the waste is transferred and then it is removed throughout their body. So in case of planaria example you have heard in your 10th class also, that in planaria regeneration takes place. So in case of planaria and also in the rotifers. So rotifers also belongs to platyhelminths. So in both there are the protonephridia or we can say the flame cells. After platyhelminths, annelida. So annelids are there. Annelids means they are the segmented worms. Segmented means their body have the different segments. Their body is divided into different segments, and segmentation is present outside also and inside also. So we can take the example. So in case of the in some annelids, the protonephridia or the nephridia are there. So example in case of earthworm. So earthworm is there and that is the diagram of the earthworm. So these are the different segments or we can say the different septas are there, and in each septa you can see this structure, and this structure is nephridia. So the nephridia, that is also the excretory organ in case of annelids. After that the insecta. So this insecta, it is also known as the largest class of largest phylum, and the largest phylum in case of invertebrate, that is the arthropoda, and insecta are there. So what are the insects? The organism whose body is divided into head, thorax and abdomen, and having the 3 pairs of leg and 2 pairs of wings. So that is known as the insect. So in case of insect we can take the example of cockroach. So in cockroach the structure, that is the Malphizian tubule. So Malphizian tubule is present in case of cockroach. You can take the example or you can take the diagram of the Malphizian tubule in case of cockroach. So here it is known as the midgut. It is the diagram of the alimentary canal of cockroach. So midgut. Then there is the hindgut. So at the junction of the midgut and the hindgut there are 100 to 150 thin filamentous yellow colored structures known as the Malphizian tubules. So there is the no excretory organ separately in case of cockroach. It is concerned with the alimentary canal. If we take the example of human being, there is the different excretory structure or the different excretory system and the different digestive system. But in case of cockroach, both the digestive system and the excretory system, they are joined. Means it is joined with the midgut and the hindgut of the cockroach and 100 to 150 thin filamentous structure. So these are the Malphizian tubules. After that, in class Crustacea. In case of Arthropoda, the second class is also the Crustacea. And in Crustacea, the example prawn is there. So here the antennal glands are present. Antennal glands means the gland that is present near the antenna of the prawn or antenna of the crustacean. So it is known as the antennal gland, also known as the maxillary gland, maxillary, mandibular. So maxillary means the upper jaw, mandibular means the lower jaw. So it is present. Suppose I am taking the example, or I am taking the diagram of a prawn. So in case of prawn, here these are the antennas. So it is present near the antenna. So this is the antennal gland. In case of prawn. So we have discussed the excretory structures or the organ in case of invertebrates. So in case of invertebrates, in platyhelminths, annellates, and in insecta. So in platyhelminths, flame cells are there. In annellates, the protonephridia or the nephridia. And in case of insecta, Malphizian tubules. And in case of crustacea, the antennal gland. Now, in case of vertebrates. So vertebrates are more complex organisms as compared to invertebrates. So the main structure, the main excretory organ, that is the kidney. And except the kidney, the lungs also play the role in excretion, liver also, and skin also, because through our skin sweating takes place, and through the sweating there are the different iron salts that can remove through our skin. So the main excretory organ, that is the kidney. And in our next video we will discuss the excretory system. So what are the different components of excretory system? So the lung. So lung also helps. So how lung help in the excretion? Because lung remove the carbon dioxide present in the blood. Lungs have the alveoli, the some balloon-like structure, and in the alveoli there is the blood supply, and from the surface of the alveoli there will be the exchange of the gases. Firstly, from outside oxygen is coming. So from the surface of alveoli, oxygen goes to the cells or the blood, and then these cells or the blood that give carbon dioxide to the alveoli, so that the lung help in the excretion. Next is the liver. So in case of liver, there is the urea cycle also takes place, means the waste, that is the ammonia, this ammonia change into urea in our liver. So liver also help in the excretion. Next is the skin. So skin, I told you that with the help of our skin the sweating takes place. Most of the oil, most of the wax and the sweating that removed most of the waste throughout our body. So that these are the different excretory organ. Now one term is left, and this is known as osmoregulation. So what is the meaning of osmoregulation? Osmoregulation means constant osmotic pressure, or we can say constant osmotic concentration in our body. So what is the meaning? In our body, the body fluid is there like the blood, and in our blood the different enzymes, hormones, salt, and the water is there, and all these are essential to maintain the osmotic pressure in our blood. So the kidney, that or the different excretory organ, they help in the osmoregulation of our body. So what is osmoregulation? Constant osmotic pressure or the constant osmotic concentration of different ions, water, and the salt in our body fluid or in our blood, that is known as the osmoregulation. So the function of our excretory system or the function of our kidney is to help in osmoregulation. Not the kidney, but other excretory organs that we have discussed in invertebrates, these also help in osmoregulation. So that is the definition of osmoregulation, and kidney play the role to regulate the osmoregulation. So that is about the excretory structure in or the organs in case of different animals. So if you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.